Hello, welcome back to Everyman Prepping. And yes, the rhetoric has started. The next pandemic is coming and we need to prepare for it. And if you remember from Big Daddy Bill Gates, he said, well, this last pandemic, it was bad. But the next pandemic, well, that's going to be really bad. So I'm not saying this is going to be a planned event, but I'm also not saying it's not going to be. So we're going to go through that, who's pushing this rhetoric, and where this pandemic is going to come from. And being that this is a sensitive subject here on YouTube, I would love for you guys to give a like, a share, a comment, and a subscription would be very much appreciated so we can, combat the YouTube algorithm robots out there that don't like this subject at all. So let's see where this is coming from. All right, we have here the World Health Organization. Why not? They're a very great group out there. They warns that we must be prepared for the potential human bird flu pandemic as the H5N1 avian strain jumps to mammals. So here we go. We got the jump. Let's see what they're talking about. It says H5N1 has already been reported in otters, minks, foxes, and other animals. And it's one step closer to sweeping into humans. But they also say, virus jumping to humans is still quite low. So don't quite panic yet. It says here that there was also an outbreak among mink in the northwest of Spain reported last month. We're going to go into that in more detail a little later on. It says here, but reports of infections in mammals have raised concerns that the pathogen could gain mutations that make it easier for the virus to jump to humans, helping it to clear the biggest hurdle that has stopped it from sweeping into the world. They kind of sound excited when they're writing this, but I want to point out what it says here, gain mutations. It kind of sounds like gain of function. Not that we've ever experienced that and what might happen the last time, but, naturally this might gain mutations. That does happen, honestly. It does happen, but very interesting choice of words that they put in there. Let's see, and that says experts have warned that outbreaks among mink could lead to a recombination event when two viruses switch genetic material to make a new hybrid. Also happens in the lab, in case you're wondering, but, could happen in the wild. For decades, scientists have warned that bird flu is the most likely contender for triggering the next pandemic. So, hey, they've been telling us for, decades that this is going to happen. So, it'll probably happen. It says this could see a deadly strain of bird flu emerge with a transmissible seasonal flu. So it's going to be combined with the flu. Not that that sounds familiar at all. One bit. Never heard of that. It says the mink outbreak occurred on a farm in Spain. In last October, 52,000 of the animals were, killed by this bird flu virus that came into the mammal world. And then what else do we have here? It says that virus gained nearly a dozen mutations, most of which have never or rarely been seen before in bird flu strains. So brand new stuff coming out of those. And it says this has a propensity to cause zoonotic infections, meaning it could potentially spread to humans. All right, there's a little bit of scare, a little bit of don't panic from the WHO, but they're telling us to get ready. So let's look more into the animals and what they're saying about who's catching it. So we have this article here, and this is from the, the Hindustan Times, from India somewhere, I believe. Anyway, it says nearly 600 sea lions died due to bird flu outbreak in Peru. So, down in Peru here. It says here that Tuesday that 585 sea lions and 55,000 wild birds have died of the H5N1 bird flu virus. This happened in the recent weeks. And the latest report of the diseases impacted down there. So, got a lot of sea lions catching it somehow. And, they stay in here that they think they caught it from eating wild birds. So keep that in mind as we go to our last article here. This is from the Daily Sabah, which I believe is a Turkish news agency. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's where it's from. And as you know, if you've been watching that channel for a while, I love highlighting the articles. I go through them, so point out things so you guys can pause or read it for yourself. This website seems to auto-update, so my highlights don't stick, so we'll just have to go through it ourselves and just read as we go. So, this says the recent rise in bird flu cases among mammals includes foxes, otters, minks, seals, and grizzly bears. Cause for concern, they say. However, there's no need for immediate panic. Here's right here. There's no need for immediate panic for humans, as the virus would have to mutate to spread between humans significantly. So don't immediately panic. We're just kind of warning you that when that happens, they can say, "We told you so." We've been telling you, we told you so. Don't be surprised. All right, what do we have here? They're talking about culling a lot of birds, and then we go down. It says, rarely the bird flu jumps into mammals, but rarer still that humans catch the potentially deadly virus. I've heard reports that the death rate can be 60% or so in birds and mammals. Put 60% in humans, yeah, we're all in deep doo-doo if that happens. Now it says here on Thursday, the United Kingdom said that a fox tested positive. That's the 8th one over there, and it had this mutation called PB2. So that's what they're calling the mutation that lets it get into mammals. And it says this mutation allows the virus to replicate better in mammalian cells. But further mutations would be required, quote, required for the virus to cause a flu pandemic in humans. So it just needs a few more gain of function, a few more of that recombination. In France, they had a cat they had to put down because it had the bird flu. And in Montana, right here, look at this. Montana, we had, whoa, look at that. In Montana, we had, it's not working. Montana, we had 3 grizzly bears with the bird flu. And they said all these mammals were suspected of eating infected birds. So I've said this in many other videos. You hunters out there, everybody that hunts, if you go for duck, quail, pheasant, goose, other water, they're going to, I'm predicting pretty soon they're going to say, you can't do that because you're going to shoot an infected bird, you're going to eat it, you're going to get bird flu and then kill everybody in the country. So be looking out for hunting to be restricted in certain areas or elsewhere because of what they said right here. All right, going on here. What do we got here? They talk about Spain again. Spain in October, over 50,000 minks. It says transmission between the minks has not been confirmed. Between the minks, they don't know if they all ate the same infected stuff. But they also said there's a mass death of 2,500 endangered seals found along the Russian Caspian Sea. That happened last month, and that's raising concerns. They said the seals have tested positive for the bird flu, adding they were still studying whether this caused a die-off and whether they gave it to each other. It says here, if the seals gave each other the bird flu, it would be yet another concerning development. Hint, hint, that, seals are transmitted to seals. That could be bad because, then humans can transmit it to humans. And this goes on to say that the money shot here, we're at the money shot, the last sentence here. This is really what they're getting at here. So, according to experts, if H5N1 did mutate into a strain that could circulate amongst humans, the current seasonal flu vaccine could be fairly easily updated to include it. So, no need to worry, everybody. If it gets into us, they will cook up another magic potion and, get it ready for us and be ready to plow right into you. So, even if this happens and it's deadly, and don't worry, they're going to be able to make a shot that'll just cure you right up. So, I just want to bring this to everybody's attention. The rhetoric's out there. They're not putting this out there for no reason. They're pushing for a reason. If you remember, early 1918, there was talk about a pandemic, coming out that came from animals that could be a COVID strain. So, it was a SARS strain. They talked about it. The World Economic Forum put it, that might happen. And, well, we know what happened after that. So now the rhetoric's on bird flu going to mammals and to humans. And, it's low possibility right now, but they just want to put it out there. So, just get ready. Keep prepping. Don't be surprised. Like I said, share this video with people that might be a little hesitant based on the last one. They might be surprised. Get this out there. Tell them to be ready for it. Don't be a shock at it. Continue your preps because, we have this going on. And, hey, if the bird flu doesn't get us, we might all die of nuclear Armageddon soon. I got to, I'll do another video on that soon. We got the war drums beating over there in Asia. And, who knows what might happen with that. We might not even make it to bird flu because the earth might be a smoldering pile of rock here soon. So, till next time, keep your ear to the ground, head on a swivel.